ponds of Nantucket have been with us for a very long time, 12,000 years. Originally created by the Laurentide Glacier and then formed as you know them today roughly 6,000 years ago, when the seas rose and created Cape Cod, the islands, and Long Island.
Here's a map of the 80-plus named ponds on Nantucket, not counting ponds on private property. After 6,000 years, one might ask, why is a pond restoration initiative needed now? The answer is that explosive population has fast-forwarded the pond's eutrophication by many, many decades. Even with sewering and fertilizer management, the amount of phosphorus and nitrogen currently on the bottom of the ponds is so excessive that significant restoration measures are required.
Hi, my name is Lindsay Russick, your oceanography teacher at CPS. I also work in close partnership with Egan Maritime Institute. In the next weeks, we will investigate the living and non-living factors of specific Nantucket ecosystems. We will use our knowledge to engage in civil debate and try to answer the following essential question. Should the residents of Nantucket and the Nantucket Pond Coalition work to restore the wetlands and pond ecosystems of Nantucket to their original state? Pond restoration is a real ecological problem that is unique to Nantucket. At this time, I am excited to introduce a team of local scientists and community partners that will partner with CPS students. They are Rachel Freeman from the Nantucket Land Bank, Emily Molden from the Nantucket Land Council, Thais Fournier from the Natural Resources Department, and Bob Williams, the chairman of the Nantucket Pond Coalition, along with Evan Schwanfelder, my partner at Egan Maritime Institute. Along with me, these women and men are committed to the mission and preservation of the overall health and wellness of the marine, tidal, and pond ecosystems of Nantucket.
Hello, my name is Evan Schwanfelder, the manager of education for Egan Maritime Institute. One of the big things I like students to know is why they are doing a certain project or task. Why is this important? From my point of view, the issue of water quality and the health of our wetland and pond ecosystems are key factors in the overall health of our island and our ability as humans to live here for generations to come. In the decades ahead, you all will be the caretakers and decision makers concerning the health of our environment in this very special and unique place that we call home.
Hi, my name is Rachel Freeman. I am the Environmental and Agricultural Coordinator at the Nantucket Land Bank, and I'm here to talk about our Consu Springs Marsh Restoration Project. The Land Bank acquired the majority of the Consu Springs property from the town of Nantucket in 2018 and 2019. Consu Springs contains both salt marsh and freshwater wetland, which are primarily divided by the bike path. Maintaining healthy marsh systems on our properties is a priority for the Land Bank, and the freshwater wetland at Consu Springs is currently dominated by Phragmites. Phragmites australis, also known as common reed, is considered invasive because it crowds out native plants and animals, blocks shoreline views, and reduces water access for boating, fishing, and swimming. To restore the diversity within the Consu Springs marsh system, we will be treating the Phragmites with an herbicide called imazamox. Because much of the Phragmites is more than 14 feet tall, to spray it requires using an amphibious vehicle called a Marshmaster. After treating the plants with herbicide in September, the dead stems will be cut down in November, and this process will be repeated for 3 to 5 years until little to no Phragmites remains. Since Phragmites dominates this marsh, once it dies, for the first few years, there will not be many plants. However, as we've seen in other projects, native species will recolonize the area, returning this property to a diverse wetland system.
My name is Emily Molden. I'm the Executive Director of the Nantucket Land Council. The Nantucket Land Council has been engaged in researching and monitoring the health of our island ponds for over 10 years. We focus on Nantucket's smaller ponds and take specific measures to sample and monitor for the presence of what are called harmful algal blooms, also known as HABs. HABs are an explosion of specific species of algae that can produce toxins that may be harmful to people and pets. There are many reasons that HABs occur, but one of the primary causes is an excess of a nutrient called phosphorus, which is essentially food for the algae, and it often originates from fertilizer or septic systems within the pond's watershed. We educate the community on how to help prevent HABs, as well as work to manage the phosphorus within the ponds to stop these HABs from occurring.
Hello, my name is Thais Fournier, and I am the Water Resource Specialist for Nantucket's Natural Resource Department. The Natural Resources Department has a mission to preserve, protect, and restore Nantucket's natural resources through responsible active management, research, education, and outreach to the citizens of Nantucket. As the Water Resource Specialist, I'm responsible for monitoring and assessing the quality of our island's water resources by collecting samples of and testing water from our streams, harbors, and great ponds. We monitor and test our waters to determine the ecological health of our embayments and gauge the decline or recovery of our water quality over the long term. With this information, we are able to provide the foundation for development of potential alternatives for nutrient management to protect our aquatic resources.
Hi, I'm Bob Williams, Executive Director of the Nantucket Pond Coalition. We work as a team with the town, the land bank, the land council, and others when we are needed. We tend to hire and bring in the heavy equipment sometimes needed for the restoration work. For example, we brought in the aquatic harvester and harvested over 30,000 pounds of excess vegetation from Hummock Pond. We also used the amphibious Marshmaster to eliminate invasive Phragmites from the shorelines of our ponds. The Marshmaster applies herbicide to the plants and then mulches the stocks. The pond shoreline then has a chance to heal. You'll be seeing some of this work at Consu Springs on your field trip this fall. We welcome your interest and involvement in your ponds and wetlands because you are the future of Nantucket.
Hi, Ms. Russick here again. Well, that's our pond and wetland team for this fall. We are fortunate to have so many great scientists helping the island with its fragile ecosystems. Remember, here is the question we will be debating. Should the residents of Nantucket work on the restorations of the island's ponds and wetlands to their original condition? The team will be visiting us in the classroom, and we will have a field trip to Consu Springs. All right, let's get to work.
Our thanks to this team for working together to help restore one of the unique resources on Nantucket, our fragile glacier ponds. Future generations, including families like this, are depending on it.